Hello everybody, I am Mr. Jacob and I thank you for being part of today's special book talk. For today's book talk, I've picked 3 special books, and these books will teach us an interesting life lesson. Now they're all very different books, but they each have an interesting thing that we can all learn from. So they'll get right into it now, and I will start with my first book here. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's a book that my mom used to read to me when I was a kid, and it's called Don't Forget the Oatmeal, a word book. Now, not only does this book help you with words, it has lots of interesting themes that we can follow, but it also has lots of cool pictures. The main point of this book is that Bert and Ernie are going shopping, and they forget to put oatmeal on their shopping list. So Bert ties a string around his finger to remind him, but guess what? He forgets. We also follow Cookie Monster around the store, and Cookie is always in search of more cookies, and what a better place but a grocery store to find cookies. And in this story, we remember that it's important to remember things and making lists. So that's a good lesson for you to learn. The next story is called Grandpa Takes Me to the Moon, and that's by Timothy R. Gaffney. Now in this book, we follow a little boy who's having his grandfather read him a bedtime story. And they both imagine going to the moon and all the things that they may experience on that journey. But at the end of the book, we find out that his grandfather actually was on the moon. And the lesson that we can learn from this book is that we can do anything possible. We just have to imagine it and go for it. It's really an interesting book. There's lots of cool pictures. And I think you guys will like reading it. Lots of interesting journeys in their dream. Obviously, you can imagine some amazing things. So I encourage you to read that and dream big. And our final book today is something that we can all relate to. It's called The Book of Mean People by Tony and Slade Morrison. Now in this book, we have a little girl who's having an experience that all of us can relate to, and that's that people seem to be mean, whether it's her mother, or her father, or her brother, or sister, or her teacher, or her grandmother. They all seem to be mean to her. However, at the end, she figures out the perfect solution to make people not be mean. And that is best illustrated in this wonderful picture here, where she decides, you can be mean to me, but I will smile anyway. And it's a lot of fun to read, and it's an interesting book, certainly, and that teaches us that all it takes is a smile, and everyone can be happy, and everyone can, become a better person just by being a happy, joyous person. Now again, all 3 of these books are very different titles, but they all bring that same theme of if we imagine something, we can learn from it, and we can do anything and be anything that we want to be. Again, my name is Mr. Jacob, and I thank you for being part of today's book talk. Bye!